Hi guys! So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this Christmas card that has a very special secret. Let's jump in. So although the lighting is very bright and you may not be able to see, this is a very special light up card if you press this snowflake here. You should be able to see just shining away here, we have got some lights in our card, and I am going to be giving away the template for you to make your very own, including being able to personalize it to any family name. You're going to need this very tiny light pack here. It takes a CR2016 watch style battery, and I will drop the links for the ones that I've used in the description box down below. It looks a bit fiddly, but I promise you these are so easy to use and really give a special dimension to your Christmas cards. My ones also came with these foam pads, so make sure if you don't purchase the ones that I've used that you have foam pads that you can use or purchase those. You're also going to need tape and glue, a battery for your lights, card blanks. I'm using the amazing Paper Cutz 6x6 when folded cards as I wanted a lovely square design, and these are wonderful and sturdy and the quality is superb. Obviously it doesn't really matter if you're using matte or gloss for this project, whichever you would like to use. I'll drop a link in the description box down below. For the snowy scene and personalised banners, you're also going to need some high quality photo cardstock. So of course I'm using Paper Cutz. This is their 300 GSM matte photo paper. It prints beautifully, and even better, it cuts perfectly on the silhouette cameo as well. You'll also need some specialist cardstock. This is the Paper Cutz Confetti Silver Metallic, and this is the Paper Cutz Dark Blue Glitter. As always, the links for both of these will be in the description box. The free cutting template is for personal use only, and you can find it in the link down below. It is set up for a silhouette cameo cutting machine, so obviously you're going to need that, and a printer too. So let's head over to the cut file so I can show you exactly how to get started. When you open up your document, you should see this, and the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we are set to A4 and that our registration marks are on, so you can see all of this here. And we're going to start with the print and cut elements. So I'm going to show you how to change up the name on the banner here. Now, when you receive yours or open up your file, it's actually going to be in Arial. And the reason that I have done that is that because obviously everybody has got different fonts. I have got so many commercial fonts, and I understand that not everybody has those. So you just need to double click on the actual text itself, and then you can edit it, write in whatever you want, and you can also change the font to something a little bit more fancy. So there we go. Obviously if you wanted, you could change the color. The most important part here is that I have preset it so that the line color is off. When you send this to print and cut, you need to make sure that you go to the cut by color line option instead, and that this grayed out bit here, which is the part of the font, is not selected. If you don't do that, it will cut your font out, and obviously we don't want that. But first of all, we need to print, so I am going to go up here, and as always I will be using my Canon IP 8750. If you hit preferences, you should get another box that opens up that just gives you a few more parameters that you can have a play with. Photo printing is always best. Make sure borderless printing is off, otherwise it will throw out your size. I'm going to be using the matte photo paper for this, and I am also making sure that I have A4 and high quality selected. And now it's time to print. Everything is now dry, and we've got the background of our card that we're obviously going to hide the battery pack behind, and then the little banner to go at the bottom, and the Merry Christmas at the top. So now we need to cut that all out. So I'm obviously going to be using my silhouette cameo for this. In true typical fashion, I'm having a few issues with the printing cut on this at the moment, but I am hoping that everything is going is going to work. So we're just going to load this in. And for settings, I am using a 29 double cut and a force of 4. As always, you may need to have a play around with your own settings. Okay, so we got there eventually. So I'm just going to remove this from the backing board now, and we're going to move on to the glitter and holographic finish elements. So now that we've print and cut all of this, we can move it off the board. And so first up, I'm going to cut the front of the snow globe. And for that, I've gone for the silver dot confetti. You can obviously choose from all of the amazing finishes on the Paper Cutz website and choose your own. And it's really important that if you're not printing and cutting, you make sure you turn off the registration marks, because otherwise the silhouette will try to read them and get very angry with you when it can't. So as I said, we are going to go to a blade depth of 4 for this one. We're going to a speed of 4 as well, because it's a bit more intricate. And I'm actually going to whack this up to 32 and passes of 3. Line segment overcut is on. I may need to run this through again. It depends on how sharp your blade is, and you'll need to tweak your own settings. Okay, so this is the front of the snow globe. And I just need to carefully punch out these little bits here. And we're then going to cut the back, which I'm doing in beautiful azure glitter. And this is the bit that's going to have the holes for the lights to shine through. Now for my glitter settings, I have a separate blade because glitter tends to dull the blade quite quickly. So we are going to go for blade depth of 5. We're going to slow this down to 3. Force is going up to maximum of 33 and passes 3 with line segment overcut on. As always, you'll probably need to tweak these. Now, last up for the cutting out, we have got the actual snow globe scene itself. Now, I'm using the Paper Cutz 160 GSM in Brilliant White for this, because in my opinion, for intricate paper cuts like this, it is most definitely one of the best cardstocks to make sure that you get crisp, clean cuts and there is minimal tearing, and it is nice and thick enough to be freestanding. So for this depth, for this thickness, we are going to go for a blade depth of 4, a speed of 2, and a force of 29. Overcut I'm going to leave off, but as always, you'll need to play with your own settings. So I always cut a few out just in case there are any issues getting it off the mat. And I'm now going to go through and weed the design out. This is usually a bit time consuming, but it's very therapeutic. So now it's assembly time, and the first thing we are going to do, possibly the most important, is to check that our lights are working. We don't want to assemble everything and then find out that they're not. So I have got this battery here. It's a CR2016, which is what my lights are compatible with. Okay, so I'm finally in, and let's just see. Yep, plus side there. So swatch, pop that in. And yay, there we go, we're working. So when we took everything off the cutting mat, there was a star from the middle of the snow globe, which I have kept because this is going to position on the front of the card over where the on and off switch is, as a little nod as to what it's for. Now, the way we are going to assemble this is we are going to start by folding up our Paper Cutz card blank. So this card part here, which we've printed, you will see has got some holes in it, which should line up with the actual back of the snow globe. So we're going to start from the back and work our way up. So obviously the battery pack, my one comes with a lovely sticky. I am going to put it on the bottom of the card here. So I'm going to take that off now and position it. I've then got these 3 prongs here that need to feed, that needs to go through the holes. Now we don't want a huge amount showing. So as you can see, that's not really that much there. So I am going to flip this over and I'm going to use some standard tape and just cut strips to keep that in place. I'm going to do exactly the same with the other 2 as well, trying not to get anything tangled. Okay, so we're in position there. My kit very, very helpfully comes with these foam spaces. So we are going to put some around the edge of the printed backing, and that will just raise it up slightly above the battery pack. So for the last one, I'm actually just going to cut it in half because I want to make sure that there is enough space for the wires to come through on each side, and I'm just going to put it in the middle, this little spacer. Okay, then it's a case of peeling off the backing. I'm going to try and keep all of the wires in place. You may need to put a bit more tape just to keep them all where they should be. And now that little snowflake is going to have just a dab of glue on it. And I'm then going to figure out where it needs to go. Perfect. Next up, we need to place the back of our snow globe. So again, I'm going to use some more of these foam toppers just to try and give it a little bit of depth. And again, we're going to position this really carefully to make sure that we've got everything as should be and that our snow globe is straight. Perfect. Now for our snowy scene, we are just going to use some Pritt stick on the silver globe bit and then just stick that onto the actual snowy scene itself. Okay, so that's all enclosed there and we've got a good seal. So now if we just pop that on flat like that, then it's going to kind of block the light. So we're going to use the foam pads again, but we need to be really careful that we don't cover over any areas where the light's actually going to shine through, because obviously we don't want to block it with the foam. So I'm just going to cut small strips and just apply them mainly to the bottom part. And then we're going to line everything up and press it in place. And for the Merry Christmas sign and the personalised banner at the bottom, we're going to do similar, but instead I'm actually going to layer up the foam that I'm using just so that it sticks out above the snow globe for the Merry Christmas, and then just one final line on the banner at the bottom. This just means that it's going to be at multi-levels and it gives a little bit more interest to the card itself. Okay, in typical fashion, it is really light out there. I mean, you couldn't make this up. It's been getting dark really early, but today it's decided to completely scupper my plans. But hopefully you can see how cute that looks there, all lit up. You could, of course, use a couple of battery packs. I only wanted to use one, but I like this effect here. You can just see the light peeking out there. Everything's kind of hidden. With regards to the battery pack, you can kind of see it at the side. You could, of course, seal that completely in by just moving the battery in a bit and going around with the foam. But I like having this little snowflake here to indicate that there's something a bit special about this card. So what do you think? I am blown away by how cute this looks. I really love this little added extra here of the lights, which you can just about see glowing, but I'm going to try and drop some B-roll so you can see it shining away at night time because it's super bright out there at the moment. Now, this card design here is obviously free for you to download from the description box down below, but it's only for personal use. So if you want to make these to sell, you will need to design your own or contact me if you would like a commercial license. Again, you will be able to find links for everything that I have used, including the Paper Cutz blanks and the battery pack, in the description box down below. I can highly recommend Paper Cutz cardstock. I mean, just look at that lovely confetti style outer, and then for the background, that lovely dark blue azure glitter really does simulate the night sky full of stars with Father Christmas flying across. If you have any comments or questions, please make sure that you drop them in the comment box down below. Now we are getting closer to Christmas, there are going to be lots more crafty videos that I'm going to plan that I will be sharing with you. If you have any suggestions of things that you would like to see, then just pop me a message and I will be sure to respond. A great big thank you to Paper Cutz for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, if you ever need any cardstock cut to a specific size, perfect if you are a maker, perfect if you are a seller that will be selling lots of these and you need an odd size blank, just drop them a line and they will be delighted to help. Don't forget to like this video, share it with all of your crafty friends, and I will see you next week. Bye!